Hi, and welcome back to Armchair Pundits. As you can see, Leon is back this week. We've got Daryl as usual too. How you guys doing this week? You feeling better, Lee?
Yeah, man. It's just still recovering, still a little bit. Um, yeah, but sinuses are still a bit funny. But I'm back. Back. How you guys doing?
Yeah, all good. We all know the real reason Leon wasn't here. It's just that Spurs makes him sick right now, innit?
Had
So
enough of Spurs.
yeah,
I'm
Bruh,
alright. I'm alright.
yeah, I'm sure you're all right after today's result.
mate.
Well,
Top four.
Top
it's
four's
not
on, bro.
happening.
James, hey
As
James,
I said last week.
James, I've been telling you,
As
bro.
I said, as I
Been
said last
telling
week,
you
it's not
it's a
happening.
possibility.
Newcastle and United are not going to drop enough points. Enough
Leon,
points.
Leon,
They
how
may
many
drop
times
points, not enough.
Leon, how many times we've seen this in the past from James? Innit? Play
Yeah.
it down like it ain't gonna happen, and when it does, he's gonna be like so animated. It's gonna be all over the place, going mad, crazy. So yeah, but
If
yeah,
that's
The
it, if
so
it
fixtures
happens,
do favour
if,
Man United,
yeah,
bruv,
they do.
they've got home
and
games, man.
Newcastle really, and Newcastle to be honest as well.
Look,
Newcastle got Brighton. That's my only
Newcastle got
worry.
Brighton, and
That's my only hope. They
we
got
saw
Brighton
what
on
Brighton
Thursday.
did. We saw
Yeah,
Brighton.
but Newcastle at home, uh, almost like going to Anfield at the moment. So
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's no hopes. So as we start with Liverpool, we might as well continue with Liverpool. So
yeah.
obviously we've another clean sheet, 3 clean sheets in a row.
Mm.
Leicester 3-0. The Leicester that I hoped would turn up turned up because we have
What
a habit of
the Leicester that can't defend?
yeah, we have a habit of playing teams in the bottom three and not being able to beat them, losing 1-0 and not like that. Happened too many times this season or drawing silly games. So we're in a good spell right now. Jones is killing it.
Mm.
I think I've said early in the season when I was almost criticising Jones for whether he should still be here next year is the only thing I could say he's never been given a run of games. And he's now been given a run of games and he's showing that really and truly he shouldn't be a name that should be looked at, should be sold in or so on.
So
He should be a
how
name that
many
should be looked at.
midfielders can we chalk off your list now then?
None, we still need three. We're losing three. We're losing Ox, we're losing Milner, we're losing Keita. So we still need to replace those three guys.
Where are you using Cater? Is he going on a free?
Yeah, all of them are
No
going on a free.
way.
All of
Okay,
them are going on a free. So
fair enough. Then yeah,
listen,
I
all
guess you
it
need
is
to
right
replace all of
now,
them.
yeah, Jones is a huge bonus. Like what he's doing right now is a bonus because what you want from your guys is to end the season well, go to preseason, don't get
Mm.
injured, and then
Have that
start the season in good form. And
confidence in it
now,
going forward
yeah,
as well. To be honest with
now,
you, when you look at the results for Liverpool, the run that you've been on,
mm,
confidence has made a massive factor in that.
yeah,
It's been a big change for you guys now, and like you see, it's kind of like Liverpool have got their swagger back, especially today. They felt like old school Liverpool.
yep, hunting down
Still missing
impacts.
chances, which is a bit surprising. But again, after some of the players have embedded themselves this summer, um, those things could get eradicated, and yeah, it could be back to old school Liverpool again. So it's looking good for you lot.
No, it was impressive because yes, I know Leicester are poor. Like, can't
Mm.
disguise that. But it's just how relentless we were. There were times where they just could not get out,
Yeah,
and everyone was closing down. From like Gakpo he now looks so comfortable in the system. Still makes a few mistakes. There's one point in the game where he was running, and I swear we had like a 4-on-3, and all he wanted to do was score. And he could have passed it, and we probably could have set up a nice little tap in from someone. And it frustrates you, but when you're 3-0 up, sometimes people can forgive it. But it's one of those things he's going to get better at. Because I forget, he's only 23.
yeah.
He's been here not even 6 months yet. He's been here minimal time since January. But what, 5 months he's been here. And it's almost like Diaz. Diaz had a good start, second half of the season, and then we're looking forward to him starting afresh. Unfortunately, he got injured, so we haven't seen him this season. But we're almost going to have another new signing. With people hate to
Mm.
say it, but Diaz is going to feel like a new signing because we haven't had him this
Yeah,
season.
it's true. Yeah,
So it shouldn't affect what we buy. Don't get me wrong, but just the feeling around the squad, the availability, being able to rotate. If we are which I think is going to be in the Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup. If you're in Europa League, that's how it feels. If you're in Europa League, then it's the minutes that you be able to rotate. You be able to give certain guys more minutes in those competitions, because if we get a kind group, you don't have to put all your big hitters in. They can get more rest. So I don't know. Like Klopp, he's made this tactical change, and I don't know if he made a tactical change thinking, you know what, this season's over. Like, let's now think to next season. What can we do to get ready for next season? Let's try Trent. Let's just try him here. If it works, then great. If it doesn't work, then fine. We'll take him at the right back, and then we'll get better midfielders. They can carry on being right back. But it's just all clicked into place. Van Dijk looks so much better. Konate helps. I've said it all along. You put Konate and Van Dijk together, and personally, I don't think there's a better partnership in the Premier League. Centre back pairing.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. It's not. They're not way above everyone else, but I think they're just above anyone else when they're together, fully fit. I know. At the beginning of the season, people were saying that Saliba and what do you call it, and Gabriel,
yeah.
were just as good. I don't buy that. Personally, I don't buy that.
Well,
They've
to
done
be
well.
honest with you, their
They've done
problems have
well.
come when they've lost Saliba. Though before that, they've been
They
quite
were
solid.
solid,
Do you know what I mean?
but you've got to win something. It's the truth, innit? You got to win something. You know, you can't.
We don't know about
be
those things there, James, because boy,
like. So no, I'm happy because I may rattle on about it. Going into next season on form is the biggest thing we can have, and not so tired as we were. Pre-season is going to be better than last year, so it's not going to be shortened.
So do you think Klopp was looking at a change of system anyway prior to this? Because the players that you brought in didn't really fit the old traditional way that Klopp liked to play. So do you think he was always in mind trying to switch things up and get things ready for this coming season with the change of personnel, people going out the door? Because the transfers seemed that like he was trying to adjust or change something.
I think you bring in Nunes. I think the beginning of the season was going to be a change of system to a degree. You bring in Nunes, you can't play the same way anyway. So he was already looking to change it, but at the same time, you lose your best left. You lose your best. Okay, you lose your first choice left winger, and you lose his backup as well. And then Firmino starts off really well, and then he gets injured, and then you get that new striker who wasn't probably. I know people say he spent 70 million. He has to play every game. No, he doesn't have to play every game. You don't buy, even if you spend 70 million, you don't buy him for one season. Yes, what you want is an impact, but what you want is someone that's going to be really good over 6 years. And if you have those stars that are fully fit and doing it, then Nunes can actually learn English, learn the system, learn how to close down away from the spotlight. Whereas everyone was injured. Now it's like, okay, you got to carry the load. So I think bringing in, as you said, in terms of the change through the season, we took an advantage bringing in Gakpo, because as much as the Firmino decision was like advertised or let out maybe a month ago, 6 weeks ago, they probably knew from January, which is why they went for Gakpo. Probably knew bring him in. That. Yeah.
Even from last season's transfers, when you talk about Carvalho, that again another player that doesn't really fit your system.
no.
So it always felt like him. So Carvalho, Gakpo, even Nunes, they were different types of player for like possibly a change to the system. And James, you know it firsthand because Klopp's number 2 sometimes gets a lot of credit for this stuff. So
the market changed. He went away from I don't know. You can't buy replicas of Firmino and Mane. And they knew that.
Yeah.
So they probably thought, you know what, we need to evolve. We've challenged City this much, and really and truly, we've only managed to get the upper hand on them once with what we want to do. And are we going to replicate that with other guys? No. So let's just try something else, possibly.
Mm.
Try something else. Let's just try another way around it. Because there's no denying, as the years have gone on, we've become more possession based on the club.
Mm.
Season upon season, more possession based. If you have that, you need guys that can retain possession. Cavellio can retain possession. He's meant to cross the ball and be a threat in the air and be a threat in the running game. And Nunes does that. Nunes can run the channels. He can header. Yeah, okay, yeah, he hasn't shown it much this season, but let's not be fickle and think he can't do it. He can do it, and he's proved it previously. And
Mm.
that's what we went for. And hopefully next season, the fruits of our labour now will bear fruit at the
That'll be
beginning of the
interesting.
season, and we start off well.
Be interesting to see next season. Be interesting to see. But yeah, good result. You overloaded Leicester several times today. They
Yeah,
can't defend, and yeah, on another day, old school Liverpool, that could have been a cricket
yeah,
score. But yeah,
yeah.
it's a good result. Good result.
Another clean sheet
Yeah, that's
and
true.
101 clean sheets for Allison. Keeps it rolling.
Hmm.
But we'll move on. Move on to a game you guys probably don't want to talk about. But Aston Villa.
No, I got a lot to talk about. I'll be honest with you. Got a lot to talk about in this game.
So
The
2-1
floor is yours.
2-1 flattering.
2-1 flattering. No, not really. For me, Villa were the better team for more or less throughout the game. We did manage to get a foothold back in the game in the second half, but we did have chances as well, and we were so wasteful with our chances.
Oh
And
yeah.
in the final third, the decision making is just so. To be honest, decision making on the whole pitch is poor. Sometimes I generally look at our team and think, do these not have an ounce of brain cell between them? Because some of the decision making is just ridiculous. Like, Son got several chances where he was free on goal and missed. Now, most of the time, let's be honest, he was offside.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Mhm.
most of them.
And again, when I talk about brains and intelligence, and for all you Spurs fans out there that are calling for Ryan Mason to be the next manager, like wake up and smell the coffee, because Villa played an absolutely dangerous high line against us. Absolutely dangerous high line against us. And whether it's to starve our midfield and eradicate Harry Kane out of the game. But if you see that as a manager, because I saw it very early, you got to work around that and come up with something that's going to nullify
But
that and exploit it.
let me interject there though,
All right, go on.
because you say that, but we did it for 3 years successfully, and everyone kept saying it. You got to find a way around it. If you get it right, you get it right. It's only when things started going wrong when everyone started cussing for doing it. But we
James,
did it for so long.
they didn't get it right every time against
No,
us in the game,
but I think, but
right?
they
And
did.
we was wasteful and stupid. Yeah, and
Well,
people were doing
look,
stupid
I don't
things
know.
in positions where they could have exploited it easily, taken too long to pass.
Bro.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Do you know?
You were there.
Let me tell you now, and it's not just the Villa game.
Or was
Yeah,
it away?
there is so
It
many
was
times
away.
away, but so many times this season, Son has made the run,
Mm.
and Leon, you've been at games and seen it. He's made the one. We've seen it. It's a great run, and man haven't passed it to him, and then they've seen him, and then they've passed it to him, and he's offside, or they've not passed it to him. He's run, he's offside, he's come back, and he looks vexed.
There's certain
Like
situations where they should
it's
know
happened.
what he's going to do, and they should be looking to pass it
Exactly.
in that area because it's already been planned. Like when you look at how other teams are set up, it's like they know exactly what they have to do. When we attack, it doesn't seem like that. And as Daryl said, the decision making it's always so poor. Like even the chance that I think Kulusevski came on, and there was one chance where it was kind of like it was a through ball down a channel, and all he had to do was play the ball into the centre first time. And I know he's on his right foot, but
Yeah.
as soon as he cuts in, it basically
Yep.
stops the whole attack because all the Villa players were able to get back. But if he plays that first time, even if he tried, we would have like, oh, we knew what he was trying to do here. It was the right decision. He just didn't execute it. But as soon as he cut back, it's like, it's done. The move's over. So I totally get that.
The thing is with Kulusevski is when he first came, people didn't like that. You never like a winger cutting inside on you because you're not balanced. You're off your balance, and he's got a dangerous left foot. He can cross it. He can shoot. You're worried. But if you know that this guy's gonna always cut inside, it becomes an easy game for you to work out.
Yeah,
Mm.
because you know he's not
You
going
do
to
your
go
homework.
on the outside.
You do your homework in the week ahead of the game prepared. You know what to do. So I don't know. Kane missed a gilt edge chance from a gift from
Oh
them.
yeah,
Could have
that's
made it
unlike him,
1-1.
boy.
And I don't know what he's trying. I think he's trying to give. I'm trying to think. If he's trying to give Martinez the eye that he's gonna go across him and then pull it to the near post. But in that situation, just put it away, bro. You're capable. You don't have to play mind games there. You're capable, bro. Just tuck it away, bro. But again, missed chances. It's ridiculous, and we got ourselves back in the game. But by this point, it's too late. Like there's so many things like defensively making stupid mistakes. Like I have to say, Poro, he needs to be questioned defensively. He might be great going forward and
Bro,
stuff like
I
that,
feel
but
like we've dropped the ball again. Like the assignment was to sign a right back that is capable of defending and attacking, and we still haven't got it.
yeah. And then as much as Dyer's been dropped, and Longley and Romero have been playing centre, and it worked against Palace. But like I said, in the Palace game, I feel like they didn't come for us when they should have done. But Romero, he's a liability, man. This guy is an absolute liability. He just loses it. Now, the second goal, their free kick, it's a stupid tackle by him. I don't know what he's doing. And I called it straight away. I said, he's given a stupid free kick. I said, watch Luis score this goal. And he does. Right? Again,
It
Foster,
wasn't a great free kick though.
It wasn't great for again, Foster, again, like I said, this guy is not mobile enough. Like you shouldn't be getting beat by that free kick, bro. And you're as big as you are. Like I don't understand it. And then after that mistake, Romero's then flying into some reckless challenges where again he could have got himself sent off. I don't know what he's lost his mind. I don't know what this guy's on.
I don't think he's lost his mind. He even did that since the day he got there, bro.
But
That's
bro,
him. And
there was one tackle.
He needs someone.
I think
he needs a senior centre back, bro. He needs a senior centre back to partner with.
I think there's one
Someone's
tackle.
got to-
Yeah, they need someone. They need someone. Look, I've said it all along. They need someone to play with him that has got a brain, that is calm, controlling, and could talk to him and stuff like that. Like when he was in Italy, he had that as a partnership. If we can get someone like Bastoni, which now where we're going now, I don't know. A signing like that might not happen, but you need someone in there that's gonna just control him. What are you shaking your head for, James? Mister, I want 15 midfielders. Stop your nonsense, right?
Bro, he's
Anyway.
not going to leave Inter Milan, innit? He's not leaving Inter Milan to go to Tottenham. That's what I'm shaking my head.
Yeah, see, that's what it's come to. That's what it is. Players are not gonna want to leave to come to Tottenham in our situation now. Just like managers are not gonna want to come to us in our situation now, right?
I don't think it's as bad as that. It's like we want Barella. Barella's not coming from Inter Milan to come to Liverpool. I think there's certain guys. That's why I shook my head.
Yeah,
There's certain guys that aren't going to leave. Bastoni, Barella, those guys aren't leaving a club like that. That's how I see it.
But Romero, he's just lost his mind. Seriously, like if you see that he does some diving in tackle, I think he's on McGinn, some crazy diving tackle, and you're like, what are you doing? Like any other player,
and then has the cheek to moan at the ref. And you're like, bro.
Yeah, any other player, you could have taken that and got him sent off. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know how he doesn't get sent off. I don't know how referees allow it. Because he literally get a yellow card every game. Every game.
When you look at it, he dives in, but I think sometimes he dives in to deliberately just dive in and not make contact. And because he hasn't made contact, he gets away with it. But it looks bad. And if you get the slight contact because you're just pulling out, then you might get a yellow. But if you're clever enough as an attacker, you could get that guy sent off, bro, easily. Like I literally, it's just so stupid. But once again, I think the scoreline was flattering to us. Realistically, you're talking about flattering, But once again, Kane gets his goal. Kane gets his goal. Penalty.
27 goals in there now in the league.
27 goals in the season that we've had. Like, yeah.
Did 27 in
know.
the league?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't know he was on 27 in the league.
Yeah,
That's a
he's
great
done.
season.
It's a good season. It's not in a Haaland season, but it's a good season. But yeah, I don't know. Lee, where you at, bro? Because
I
I'm
told
lost.
you, bro. This team is done. Like, even like just knowing about the news, like I got my hands on my head, bro. I don't even know what I'm gonna say here. That's how deep it is. No, to be honest with you, I said already that the season is done. We just need to get to the end of the season and like see what's going on. Like the news coming out about Nagelsmann not even being considered is more to do with Tottenham trying to show that they got rejected because they spoke to man, but basically he
They
wants
didn't speak to Poch
assurances.
though.
Huh?
They didn't
Yeah, I
speak
know
to
we didn't
Poch
speak
though.
to Poch because Levy's not that guy, man. He's not a guy to go bring back, man. Like it's not him. So let's be real. Um, it's gonna be an interesting summer. We've got to find a new director of football, two managers, one for the women, one for the men, and take it from there. And then find out exactly what we're gonna do about this squad because we've changed managers over and over again, and yet the recruitment is still poor. How many of the signings that we've made since, I don't know, even Poch days have actually been a genuine success? Because once we had that core of the group of players which managed to get us to the Champions League final, after certain players started to leave, we never actually replaced them properly, and we're still looking for the next version of this person, the next version of that person. We just need to find a new set. Like we can't
Mm.
go with the same thing of we've not replaced Dembele or we've not replaced Ericsson, we've not replaced the fact that Dele Alli was doing this. We're not gonna find those type of players anymore. They were already dynamic. And even looking for another version of like a Vertonghen and Alderweireld, there's not just a bunch of players around to do that. So I don't know. I think we've got some serious planning to do, and yeah, the sooner this season finishes, the better for Tottenham. And
What do
I
you think
hope that
of
they got Europe.
what do you think of signing Oliver Glasner? There's talk of him leaving Frankfurt. He's
Well,
done well at Frankfurt.
as as,
As your manager, he's done well at
as
Frankfurt. He's played good football there.
Bro,
It's an option.
it's an option.
oh,
He's been talked about a lot. Um, I don't. It's right now.
it's deeper
Beggars,
than that. It's deeper
yeah,
than the manager,
yeah,
bruv.
it
It's
is.
deeper than the manager. I said to you
I
before, it's not just about the manager, it's about the
Mm.
recruitment.
I think director of football is key, and Levy needs to get a director of football that is going to be a director of football, and none of this brethren's friends thing, how he was with Patrizzi and stuff like that. You want a director of football that your job is director of football. Yeah,
Mm.
Let Levy do all the other chairmany stuff, bring in the electric go kart in, concerts, do what banker deals for the stadium. Good, do that stuff. Get a director in football that is focused and concentrating on football and wants the best for the football side of the club. And you need a guy that's going to come in and do that. But the thing is who can work with Levy, and Levy wants to control whoever he's going to have anyway. So he's still going to be involved in transfers. We saw that with Patrizzi, that he's still involved with transfers because the Jed Spence thing, we know Conte didn't want him. Danjuma looks
Mm.
like Conte didn't want him either. So, like Leon said, how are these players getting recruited when the managers don't want them? What sense does that make?
Apparently,
You know?
there's one guy that came onto Talk Sport for David Webb, like a recruitment guy for football clubs. He says that Levy's involved in everything.
Yeah.
And even Simon Jordan was like, I didn't expect to hear how much involvement he had in transfers. And in terms of picking players, he's involved. So that obviously, as you said, that's the big problem that you guys have. But we'll move on.
Yeah.
because
Spent too long on them.
we've had a Spursy moment of the season, and it's not from
The
Spurs.
Spursiest.
The
Spurs,
Spursiest
yes.
moment of the
Spursiest.
season, where
Yo,
Come on, man.
Arsenal are about to lose a one-horse race, a league that some people said had already. I think is it Joel Bayer? I think on his chat with Rio Ferdinand on their thing, he had the trophy already. Had
yeah, I
Ramadan
saw that.
said it was done. Said it's
Yeah,
done. There's no way they're going to lose it. So I'm interested to see the
see that
reaction
interesting.
of the next
Rio
week or
told them,
so.
man. Rio told them, man, as well that boy
They're gonna
can't
get.
wait. The man said they can't wait. They can't wait for it to happen. Like they people knew it was gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like Arsenal fans didn't know it was gonna happen. But yeah, hey, well done, Brighton. Well done,
Listen,
Brighton.
because this is more about Brighton this week. Because
Yeah,
Arsenal, we give them props week after week. And listen, when we lost to Brighton in Brighton in January, the amount of cussing Liverpool fans got. How can Brighton do this to you? How can you do that? And bear in mind, we're in the worst run of form in like 7 years at that time.
mm.
Arsenal going for the title, and they were at home, and they got toyed with, bruv. Towards
As
the
a
end of the game, they were playing games with them.
that,
They had them on a string. It was
But you know
embarrassing.
that was a masterclass by De Zerbi. I'm telling you, that's a masterclass by De Zerbi. Like it really was. I have not seen Arsenal get pressed like that
Mm.
this season by anyone. Like even City. Like they were on them. Like Matemo was having a field day against against Ben White. Like it was mad. It was mad. And again, like we've seen Brighton have games like that before, and sometimes not get what they deserve. But
Yeah,
it felt like at any point it could have been that way. But I was even struggling apart from Saka's shot that whistled wide. I'm struggling to think of too many chances that they had. To be honest to you, to
Nah,
win that
Arsenal
game.
had chances in the first half,
they,
bro.
they, they had
They
they
had
had yeah.
chances.
There
They
was a
had
lot of
chances to
mistakes.
take the lead. They didn't take them.
Mm,
And Brighton made them pay. The one
Mm.
thing that really surprised me was how brave Brighton were prepared to be.
Oh,
They
bruv.
literally went
mm.
man to man, everyone. So like when
Hmm.
Arsenal had the ball, nobody had time. And what
Nope.
that meant is that they couldn't see when we played Arsenal, Daryl, and we were saying all the defenders have triangles. Like they were playing triangles out of our
No,
press because we don't know how to. We can't press
we can't
at
press. But
any point. We can't
if you want
press.
to see an example of us not pressing, that Villa game showed you an
Perfect.
example of us
One
not
hundred
pressing, boy.
percent. 100%. But Brighton, literally man to man, they were prepared to risk it all. The manager said everyone's got to win their individual battles, and what it meant that is that Arsenal couldn't play triangles; they had to go long, and Arsenal don't play
Mm.
long ball. And when you got
Mm.
Gabriel Jesus versus Lewis Dunk, who's winning that? It is no contest, and that's basically what Brighton ended up doing. They've reduced Arsenal to having to play direct, and it didn't suit Arsenal's game. So when they were genuinely chasing the game, they played into Brighton's hands perfectly, and yeah, it was a masterclass from De Zerbi, man, and he's showing why there's so much interest in him and the improvement. As much as people want to say about Graham Potter putting in, like in terms of having a team that knows how to play football, yes, Graham Potter's done that. But in terms of taking
Mm.
Brighton to another level, De
Another
Zerbi has
level. Yeah.
100% done that. And you can
Yeah,
see in the way that
definitely.
they score goals, the way they create goals, and the fact that under Potter they couldn't score. Like they created chances, but they couldn't score. Now you've got Dennis Undav scoring, Danny Welbeck scoring, obviously man
Yeah,
like
for real.
Matoma. Solly March has had his best season ever at Brighton
Yeah.
this season. So
You're right.
you just
Because
it just
Even,
shows, man.
talking about
even,
Brighton that before they couldn't score for love nor
Bro, they
money.
could
yeah.
not score,
Couldn't.
You
bro.
know, when
They
they had
broken
And then
so many
man like
records.
Morpie trying to do stuff and
yeah,
it weren't working out.
But the thing, what I give him credit for is the game was at 1-0, and a lot of managers, you're at Emirates, you try to hold on to lead, and he takes off. I think he took off a midfielder, and he brought in Danny Welbeck, and it's like, okay, he's not looking to settle on this. He doesn't want to win this game 1-0. He wants more goals, and that's impressive in that regards. Even Billy Gilmore, we saw what he was like at Chelsea, and everyone was
mm,
like, this kid is gonna be something really good. and he couldn't find his feet. And over the last few weeks, he's been brought into midfield, and he's looking like the Billy Gilmore that
Mm,
we first saw him against Liverpool, and we're like, "Who's this kid? How's he running? How's he destroying our midfield?"
mm.
And credit, he's just bringing the best out of all these players. And
I think also that's got to look to do with their confidence because he can the way that the way they play because he understands the in-game stuff
yeah,
what the state of play at the times of the games are, and at that point it was all Brighton, and he was confident to say, you know what, I just need to freshen up the attack because there's more
yeah,
goals here for us, and we can get this. He
true.
weren't thinking, all right, let's hold on, just let's carry on with this momentum and take it onto the next level, like you said, like he's done with his team from Potter. Like, just take it onto the next level, step it up, do our thing, and look at that, three goals in the end. You
I
know,
think what you could see, Daryl, was that why change it? Like it plays into Arsenal's
yeah,
hand
makes
to
sense.
change it. If we
Yeah,
decide to sit back, it invites Arsenal onto us, and that's what they
yeah,
want. Arsenal like to
yeah.
have possession. Arsenal like to put pressure on teams. They don't mind teams that play in a low block because they often move the ball. They play 1-2s. They do play triangles. They find ways to create chances, even with teams playing a low block. So man, it was just beautiful to watch. I can't lie, but fair play. It was a result that a lot of non-Arsenal fans were happy with, and
Hmm.
where you know,
What I
Like
ain't
I
gonna
said,
lie.
if Arsenal won the league this year, we would not have heard the end of it.
bro, and
I
that's the
have no
only
Man City
reason that
fans,
that
so
people
I'm
wanted to
cool.
see this happen is because there was so much chat from Arsenal fans for so long,
Do
so
you know
long.
that is so
Let
true,
us
Leon?
enjoy our moment. Let us enjoy our moment. Like blah blah
It's
blah. It's
so
not
true.
over, but we want to enjoy our moment. We're top, and we didn't expect to be here, and we've broken this record and broken that record, and now you've broken off the best record of all, most
Being
what
number one
weeks in
in
the
it,
being in
yeah,
first in the table
93% of the
without
season.
winning it. It's mad.
93% of the season. But you know what? Yeah, that's the exact reason because there's many of fans out here. Like I know there's some Liverpool fans. There's even some United fans that were fed up of City winning it, and they want someone to challenge City. So when Arsenal were taking it on, they was happy. But then all of a sudden, these Arsenal fans started talking talk, and then it all became it became a situation where everyone was like, you know what? Nah, we want to see you lot mess this up.
It was the ones that are
Like,
saying like, "Oh, you can't talk to us. Look where you are on the table. Don't talk to
yeah.
us." Oh, sorry, man. I have to laugh
uh,
because it's been like, look, Arsenal have been played so well this season. Like,
yeah,
fair play.
that's that.
Arteta's taken them to a new level on a real. Like,
Mm.
he's done seriously well. And I think that they just came wanting because they ran out of gas. I
Yeah, they're
genuinely
experienced
think that.
players.
Yeah,
Look at
they
the
ran out of
experienced players
gas.
have lost form. The best and experienced players. So you'd argue that the player of the season would have been Saka. Last 6 weeks, he's not been the same Saka he
Bro,
was earlier.
and let's
He
be
played too
honest,
many games.
we're talking about this Brighton game, but there's games they have penalties and they've missed them. They've
Yeah.
had gilt edged chances and
Yeah,
they've missed them. So it's not like this loss was, it was the nail in the coffin. But it's been building for weeks. Like
Hmm.
they've dropped. I think they've got dropped. I don't know how many points in the last 7 games, but three
but
draws in a
it's
row. The
it's not
loss to City.
mathematically over yet.
It's not.
No, it's not. But I think
Not, not
they got to get
Right,
4 points
I'm
out
just
of the
saying it's
next
not.
six
I'm just saying it's not
available
mathematically over, is it?
to overtake him, or City got to drop 4 points of the next six.
Realistically, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, it's done. It's
But
done.
do you know what? Like for any other team, you would kind of feel sorry for them. Um, but when a team's dominated the top of the
Been
table for
chatting
the
s.
duration of the season, and the fans they've been talking. Do you know what I mean, if you was humble and appreciating being up there, giving the city a good run, but we never, if you do like what James does, about making Champions League this season, if you're like that, man might have some sympathy for you. But when you're out there talking trash, saying, "Yeah, title's done," after the United game, yeah, title's done. We got this. We're gonna win this, yeah. And then you turn around and let's be honest, the writing's been on the wall the last few weeks. Like
Mm.
it's been coming, and to then have it happen like that at home by Brighton.
Especially after Brighton got smashed up 5-1 at home.
That's a
A-
yeah.
and that win at Newcastle was no joke from Arsenal. That was
No, it wasn't. That was
such a
really
good
good.
performance,
That was
bro.
a great
was.
performance.
But
Yeah.
Brighton just said, nah.
Nah.
This is a new day.
See, but like I said last week, James, Newcastle came with a wrong game plan. They tried to
Yeah, they
stick
did.
it on them and rough them up instead of
Bro, they
playing
had to
their style.
yeah.
The two strikers up front as well. They
Yeah.
tried that.
Yeah.
He's like playing left wing when they shouldn't have.
But Brighton come with their strong first class game, which they're comfortable playing. Came to the Emirates
But having
and
said
rocked
that,
it.
what they complained about, I was complaining about fouls. They made so many fouls against us. It's a very
he's always
physical game,
complaining,
very
man.
physical this. This is the Premier League, man.
Yep.
Like, the physicality is there. Arsenal had the physicality early in the season. When they were on it, Arsenal were physical.
Yeah, of course.
They weren't like deliberately taking mans out, but they
Bro,
were physical, and that's how you got to
Martinelli
be.
set the tone. Martinelli set the
Yes.
tone because I'm
Yeah.
telling you now, if it
That
had
was
been
that
Lewis
was
Dunk
nasty.
that was under the ball waiting to header it, there's no way Martinelli's going in for the challenge like that. No way.
Yeah.
But he saw his Matoma. Okay, cool. I'm going in hard. I'm gonna put it on them early and and it didn't backfired because then
It's
them man came back
unfortunate.
for him.
It's unfortunate he got injured because obviously you don't want to see players
No,
get
you
injured.
don't want no one to get injured.
But if that doesn't happen, you never know what happens because then you don't get Caicedo saying, "Nah, I'm not having that, bro," and then looking to not injure him, but looking to let him know he's around.
Yeah,
Like that.
and he had a
And
really good game at
that's
right back
another
as
point.
well, man.
Him playing right back twice now. If that gets Man United, they won the game. Rashford was kept very quiet that game. He's done it here. Okay, Martinelli didn't play much of it, but even Trossard was kept pretty much quiet as well.
There's Arsenal fans out there saying that Trossard was playing for Brighton still. Like,
right, he helped with the second goal, innit? second goal was his loss of possession. So it's a win-win, innit? It's a win-win.
Well, like I said, any other team and any other fan base, you might feel sorry for them, but like, let's not take it away. They've had a good season. They've done well.
Yeah.
Look, aside from City, they've been far ahead of everyone else in the league. So, you got to give them credit for what they have done. The massive improvement. They felt the pain last year of not making Champions League, and they've turned that round and put in the title challenge this year. They're gonna have to learn from the pain of missing out on the title. So you never know what they could do next year, and they're playing Champions League this year. So
I still want to know where that meeting was when Arteta gave that football to Pep, and then all the players took our powers, bro. Because this role reversal, I've only ever seen it once before, and that was in Space Jam. So I'm not feeling what I saw this season. But we'll move on anyway, because before that game, it looked like Arsenal had to. Maybe it's the pressure from seeing Man City win so easy against Everton before they stepped out against Brighton, because it was simple for Man City.
Yeah, it's like, do you know what?
Gundogan has just been ridiculous this season.
Bro,
2 goals
someone
and
put a
assists,
tweet that
even a
man
free
turns
kick.
into R9 at the end of seasons for Man
Yeah.
City, bro. Gundogan is doing bits all
And
the time,
he's leaving
bro.
on a free at the end of the season as well.
Yeah, but he's massively respected there. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back there in some coaching aspect as later on. I think he's still got some playing time in him still, obviously, but I reckon he'll be back. But
I'll take it.
yeah, he's putting in performances now. Like, it's City end of season runs and Gundogan form just mad. It's just a madness. Every year it seems to be the same thing again.
That finish was brilliant. The improvisation.
Yeah.
I'm even seeing Pickford dive. I was like, why? Did you bother? You're not getting them.
You get no chance.
Pickford dives all the time. Have you not seen? Come on, Pickford does all that.
He's a camera guy,
all the time, bro.
Yeah,
he
for the
is.
cameras.
Yeah.
Not for the gram, it's for the cameras, bro.
It feels like for City, like this running and the games, it feels even worse than last year, because it seems too easy, and I think complacency could kick in sometimes. Like Leeds, complacency nearly kicked in against Leeds, and that was the whole penalty situation. And I think after that against Everton, they was like, nah, I'm not having it. Like, just be professional and
They
do
had
this.
intent to kill the
Yeah,
game early, so they don't
yeah,
have to exert too much for the
yep,
rest of the game. And you can see them make subs
yep.
and bring off Haaland and all them man there that they need. Didn't even need to bring De Bruyne on. Like they're
No,
literally preserving De Bruyne for the Champions League.
yeah.
So it just shows, man, they've got so much talent in that squad, and that's the reason why they've been able to sustain this title charge. And how many trophies is it? I mean, how many league titles is it gonna be if they get
But
that
that,
extra win?
3 in a row,
again,
innit? Five of the last 6 years.
Yeah.
again,
That's a
this is
dynasty
the
right
thing
there.
that Arsenal fans like. We know City does this every year,
hmm
and you lot still
Me
talking talk.
personally.
Like they do this every year, and you're still talking talk. They're gonna rein you in. They're gonna rein you in. But like
hmm
people are saying that Pep's lost it this year. He's experimenting this and the other. But on a year that he's had Haaland scoring 40 plus goals, like it's come on, man. Like if anyone thought that City were just gonna give this up and Pep was gonna lose to his assistant, his number two, he's never gonna to his understudy. He's never gonna, never. He's never gonna take that down, lying down, boy. So yeah, they just got to finish off the job now and make it mathematically their title.
I think they will, because they are playing. They're playing Chelsea, which I expect them to win. They got Chelsea next. I expect them to beat them. So, but
Yeah,
it could be a good game.
this
But
Chelsea, yeah,
we'll roll. We'll roll on to Man
muzzle,
United.
yeah.
Hmm.
Man United Wolves 2-0 victory to Man United. Obviously, as I've said to you before, that I don't expect us to win to get fourth. But obviously, I was watching that with hope.
Yeah, you called that last week anyway. You said that
Yeah,
they're gonna go
it
be
was
at home and
easy.
win and get easy win,
Yeah,
and you say that, but it was 1-0 for a very long time. So while it's always
but,
1-0,
but
you just never
yeah,
know.
it's always. But Wolves really never really threatened. There
Nah,
was
they
never a chance where you're
didn't
like,
really
oh
show
my
nothing.
gosh.
Yeah,
So
Very much a Jekyll and Hyde team, Wolves.
yeah. Ganacho, what a goal
yeah,
at the end.
it was nice. It
Nice.
was nice. Rashford got an injury, so he didn't start
Yep.
the game. So
Hmm.
with their
Messing
next
up my
game, it'll be
fantasy
interesting
league.
to see. But they've got Bournemouth. Bournemouth have been doing well at home, so we'll see whether
Yeah, because
Bournemouth can actually spring a surprise.
United away are a complete different team sometimes,
Yes,
boy.
and
So
Rashford's usually one that saves them, so it'll be interesting to see.
Well,
But
Bournemouth are safe
yeah,
now,
but
yeah,
officially safe.
let's just hope they don't go to Bali and whatever place we can go and enjoy yourself, man. And they try to finish the season nicely because
Well,
yeah.
Gary O'Neill still is he got the job permanently now?
yeah,
Yeah.
long
Okay.
time last year. Um, but yeah, straightforward win. So we'll move on to what was more interesting performance. Leeds, Newcastle. I mean, Bamford just flopping the show. 2-0 up. Oh, sorry, 1-0 up. 2-0, and Newcastle would have been threatened fully. And he misses the penalty, and literally Newcastle go down the other end within a minute or
And get
two
their
and
own.
get a penalty themselves.
Yeah, 90
But
seconds or something.
I look at it, and I'm like, what is the defender doing? Why on earth are you making a challenge like that in the box?
I don't know.
They just
Even
played both penalties were just ridiculous.
even listening to Sam after the match, like Big Sam he was not happy. He was not happy. He was not happy with the penalty miss. He was not happy with the two penalties. And he generally felt like they let 3 points slip there rather than get the one. Obviously, he takes the happiness that obviously they didn't lose it and they came back
hmm
from 2-1 down to get the point. But he was ruined the fact that really we should have been 2-0 up. It would have been a different game, and we've given away two stupid penalties because what else have they done apart from the penalties? He was
Yeah,
upset,
Mm.
and he said that even in training they've been working on standing on their feet, not diving in because he doesn't agree with all that kind of stuff. And then you had two stupid moments like Wiseman got his hand up. Why are you diving into tackles? It's just it's they're stupid penalties as well. So he weren't happy, and he said they're gonna get it this week. So I'm sure he's gonna take it out on them. But like I said, it's disappointing that they didn't secure it with the penalty and put Newcastle under real pressure. But then also that they gained a point from a losing situation as well. So yeah, interesting. But they really gave Newcastle a good game. They did, and the
Yeah.
fans at home were on it for Leeds, boy. And Sam seems to rejuvenate that, especially the fans. Yeah,
It puts pressure on Newcastle, but Newcastle got Leicester at home next week, so the pressure's going to be relieved.
Hmm.
The release valve is just
yeah,
going to be released
at home.
instantly.
Yeah,
So
Newcastle. Yeah,
they're calm with that. But you never know. Fireman Sam could come in and still save them. So we'll have to see how it is. Lampard and Chelsea get a 2-2 draw at home against Nottingham Forest. The Nottingham Forest long throw, doing it again. And our knee, and I say it again, our knee, not
yeah.
on one knee, as they keep calling him everywhere. It's coming into form at the right stage of the season.
Yeah, very
I
much
mean,
so.
They've needed goals from somewhere.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
4-2 for him just to secure it all for him. It's been good, man. Because it's been Brennan Johnson and I forgot his name now. The midfielder number 10 that plays for them.
Morgan Gibbs
He's
White.
been Gibbs White. They've been the
Mm.
two that they've been hanging their hats on for a while, and he's stepped in at the right time. It was Chelsea could probably second half probably count themselves possibly unlucky because they actually played a lot better second half. Sterling
Yeah.
finally woke up.
yeah. Sterling had a
And
good game. Yeah,
whether it means that for the rest of the season they may step up a bit, which could be interesting for the teams to
could
play against. I don't know.
be the fact that maybe they know who their next manager is going to be next season.
Yeah,
That some of them start to step up and perform.
To actually step up, knowing that they're
Yeah.
on borrowed time potentially.
Yeah, that's
because he's got to trim some fat, boy.
hurtful
Oh,
one
100.
for us Spurs fans. But
And
boy,
Poch won't play if you're not committed. He will let you go.
yeah.
Mhm.
What Phil? No way.
But Bournemouth look like, I'm sorry, Forest looks like that point could be important to them. That could be a very important point in staying up for them. It makes it that bit more safer
They
for
got a
them in
3-point
terms of
cushion.
Yeah. I things I just can't see. I can't
You
see
know,
Everton and Leeds getting enough. But things their issue is their goal difference is worse.
Yeah.
So they've got to be careful with that. So
but
they're
maybe
still in trouble.
another draw, another win, and then that's
Yeah.
it for them realistically. So when you know that you've got that in your mind, you've got 2 games, try and pick up at least 1 point, hopefully 3, then you're safe. So
But they've got
you know we're
Arsenal. So they got Arsenal at home. So Arsenal will want to respond. And if I'm honest, I see Arsenal responding. It's a live game, 5:30. I see them responding. So it's the last game of the season where they play. Let's have a look. Who it is? They're Crystal
where
Palace.
is the title are they still in the title at that point, or can City end the title before that?
All City need is
No,
one more win and it's done.
but
Yeah,
Arsenal play
but who's
before
playing?
them. So
So Arsenal.
Arsenal play first. So
So yeah,
Arsenal
they
Okay.
can,
still got to do their job then. So
yeah,
yeah,
to make it not officially over.
yeah, exactly. So
But
which like you said, they probably have to go and do that.
yeah, so it's for them. It's the last game of the season at Crystal Palace, and will Crystal Palace because it could be Hodgson's last game again. But they want to see him off nicely at home for his after saving them in the last game of the season again. So I can't. It's going to
It's
be
still
an interesting one.
on the other side. You're looking at a lot of teams to overtake Bournemouth. They're looking to have to win both their last games. So
Yes,
you know
exactly.
they might not even have to do much to might not even have to win to stay out. To be honest with you,
And guess who Everton have last game of the season?
who
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Bournemouth last game of the season. So that could be a shootout.
that could be
That
interesting.
could be a
That
shootout.
you kind of want that to happen, really. Ooh, that would be
Yeah,
good.
you would because that's the only thing that be left potentially.
No, don't worry. Leeds are playing us last game of the season, so they're still in with a chance.
Nah, you never know.
No, bro.
Bruh, bro.
Leeds at home against Tottenham, bro. They got a good chance, bro.
You think
I
Tottenham are
won't say
playing
that's
for Conference League, bruv? Nah, mate.
that.
Nah.
Bro, hey, let me tell you now, yeah.
League wants the money, bro.
Against
Oh,
Tottenham.
League wants
He's
that
loving
money.
it.
yeah, exactly. Well, he used to batter us when he was at Bolton. Every game, he used to batter us. When we used to go away to the Reebok Stadium back in those days, that's what it was called. Bolton used to put us to the sword. Like Sam knows what we're about, mate. He knows what we're about, and I can tell you now, if
And we
Leeds
don't like
need a win in the
traveling
final
to
game,
up north.
yep, Leeds
Could be
need a
Kane's
win
last
final game
game.
of the season. They'll do that, bro. Trust me.
Could be Kane's last game. Kane might want to go out with a bang in it. You never know.
Well, we'll
You never
see.
know.
Boy,
But
We'll
we'll
see.
move on.
We'll
We'll
see.
move on.
yeah,
Brentford, West Ham. Expected it from West Ham. In honesty, with them playing in the cup on Thursday, and Brentford, West Ham don't do well against Brentford either, from memory. So it was a comfortable 2-0 victory for
Yeah,
Brentford.
it's poor defending by West Ham. I think
they're
now that
virtually
they're
safe
safe,
as well.
yeah, now
Yeah,
that they're
I
Yeah,
safe,
mean,
they are safe.
they're just gonna concentrate on Europe. Let's be realistic. You
Yeah,
know,
they can win. They can win that.
yeah, they can.
They can
They
win
can
that.
win that, and it'll be a good season for them to come away with some silverware. And Brentford at
boy,
home, good record. They've had a good season, and they've still got an
without Tony as well.
Yeah,
outside chance of
was
Europe
that
conference.
an injury with
Don't
Tony,
know.
or was it could he have played his last game?
I just saw nothing. Well, when you go
In
to
fact,
live score, you go to see why players are missing. He was just not there.
Yeah,
There was no
when you
do
explanation.
that.
say last game, in what sense?
Well, a lot of people are talking about how good Tony is, and could Tony be a target for Chelsea? Is he good enough at that level? So could
I
it be a
can't.
case where Poch comes in and thinks, you know what, I'll take a punt on Tony. Take a
Nah,
punt on Tony,
I
take
can't see
him.
it.
You guys might come in and say, you know what, we'll take, Kane's gone, we'll go and buy Tony. Or the ban.
You,
The ban is the real
well, I was
issue.
about to say
How long does he get banned for?
you got to factor that ban into it as well because
Mm.
he's definitely getting some match bans next season. So he's going to be
But
missing some
is it
games
enough? Is it enough to not sign him? If he gets like a 10-game ban, you can
unless
still
you're
sign
signing
him.
discounted because of that. I don't.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Thing is, I imagine it would be discount. They want it to be discounted, but Brentford might say, "Well, we don't want him to leave, and we're happy for him to miss 10 games. We
Well,
keep him."
exactly. Yeah.
So I guess so.
Then again, that sounds
But
like that could be a. You might be right, James. That could be a Levy deal. Levy could be smelling that. So, 10% off.
yeah, we'll take that.
10% off for 10 missed games. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Looking at them club car
so
prices, mate.
No.
Crystal, we've got move on to the last two games quickly. Running out of time.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace, Bournemouth. Bruv, what I'm going to say is I've said I want Elise as the understudy to Salah or replacement for Salah going out. I've said it all season, and that pass for Eze's second goal, oh man,
It's
it's
delightful.
ridiculous.
Delightful.
The kids are ridiculous.
What Eze does as well and the finish.
Exactly.
Them two are a problem, boy. Them two are a problem. I think Palace are in safe hands if they can hold on to them. Because Zaha, I think Zaha's what in his last.
His contract's up.
Yeah,
Yeah, his contract's up this year.
So they don't want to be losing too many of them because that otherwise they're going to take a step back. But if they can hold on to those two players, that's their future right there, boy. Because they've been quality.
I had a sneaky thing on Twitter saying that PSG are looking at Elise, him being in the French under 21
Jeez.
squad and all that.
Okay.
So I can't imagine that Elise would want to turn that down. Messi's leaving potentially end of the season, so
that
could be a move.
That'd be too much to turn down as a player, surely. Like, yeah.
So you imagine losing both Elise and Zaha.
Yes.
That like you said, and you don't know who's coming in to manage them.
No, exactly.
I'm not sure Hodgson's going to stay on. He might get convinced to stay on, but the fact is he retired. He didn't get sacked. He actually retired.
Yeah, retired. Yeah.
So, but Palace, under him, they've done really well. I mean, I wasn't expecting this. In honesty, his games were. In all fairness, his games were easier than what Vieira ended with. His last 10 games that he had a bad run of.
I still think Vieira should be given more time, but obviously,
same
looking at it now, maybe there's stuff behind closed doors because
him and
Eze not playing, the form that Eze's been in. You said it before, he thanked Hodgson. It's all down to him and stuff like that. So, maybe there's stuff behind closed doors that was going on, but. Hodgson's come in. He's done a great job. He's secured the ship, make sure they stayed up, and they can maybe push on. And if like they'll move on from Zaha, but they've got great young talent to potentially look forward to for the next year.
But we'll move on to the last one. The first relegation, Southampton. We said it last week, or is it 2 weeks ago? Hassan Hootel, would it have been different if they just kept him on? Because
I think so, personally.
yeah, I mean, I think Hassan Hootel got the same amount of points, if not more points, than the other two guys combined. So
the difference
they
with Hassan
got it wrong.
Hootel is he took some L's, but he did get wins as well.
Yeah,
and under him,
he
even
was
when
on
they
a
took
run.
L's, they'd represent the following week, and they'd always try and bounce back. But you feel like they just haven't bounced back this season, and they've just at the start of the season they were unlucky with a lot of stuff, but they've lacked a lot towards the end of the season in this relegation battle, and it's not gone their way. So I think deservedly they're down, really.
It's bigger than that as well, though. They were the benchmark for how a middle league club should be run. For some reason, over the last 2 years, maybe it's because of new management, because I think the old owner died, didn't he? The old guy passed away, it went down to his kids, and then they sold it off. And whoever's come in have just revamped the whole squad, got rid of some really experienced people that were helping and bringing all these wonderful kids that were getting sold and giving them money. And it's just backfired massively. It's no good. They may come back up, but how many of these youngsters that they've bought are going to be able to keep? Because Lavia, I could see him getting sold on, and Alcaraz, who I've been talking about since he arrived, I could see him being sold on for a quick buck as well. So, I mean, Fulham, moving on to Fulham, when do you call it comes back?
Mitrovic
Mitrovic comes back after the ban. Goal. Yeah, so
Vinicius and him both scored in that game, so maybe they both can play. You never know.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'm not sure they're too similar. There's two big guys. It's hard to see two big guys.
But Vinicius has done his thing, bro. He's stepped up and he got his goal. It's not like he didn't score, and
he's a role player though, bro. Let's just say in basketball, he's a role player. Sometimes you've got to know your role in it. Got to know your role, and if you accept your role, you can be really good. Accept that you're going to come in, get your goals off the bench, or if the main man's not around. Because what Mitrovic has got like 100 and something goals in 200 games for Newcastle, which is ridiculous. Not Newcastle, sorry,
for Fulham, yeah.
Which is ridiculous. So, but they've had a great season. So credit to the manager. I forget his name now. Anyway, I'll remember his name later. He's ex-Everton. I've tried to wipe him off my brain. Credit to him.
Ex-Everton, ex-Watford. Come on, James.
Yeah, man. Teams I'm not fans of. But yeah, they've had a good season.
Leon, put him out of his misery, Leon. Put him out of his misery. Just leave you. Leave you out here hanging.
The Leon's not 100%, bro.
You talk about Marco Silva?
Yes,
bro, come on, we both know who it was, bro. I don't know where you was lost, bro.
These you two Tottenham guys leave me struggling, yeah?
Yeah,
don't worry.
Yeah, that's right. You struggle.
But he's make him look Spursy out here. I get it from Leon. Leon was coughing. So
bro, I was trying not to cough for so long, bro.
I left him be, bro.
I'm choking myself right now. Pause. Say pause after that.
But yeah. But with that being said, let's round up so that we can make sure Leon's healthy and safe. And thanks for listening, guys. Continue to subscribe and to share, because this content will keep coming. And have a good evening. Take it easy.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. And this is Armchair Pundits, just in case James forgets.
Shut it.